Okay, welcome to the day 12 of 30 days and 30 ways to unleash your brilliance and your abundance. It's both of them at the same time. And I'm just going to turn this music down a little bit. Just wanted to get into the vibe of today and of the rest of the month as well. I realized how long this was going to be, and I'm actually really enjoying these videos. So if you are watching these on the replay, then please do let me know what you do, and if you have any questions then let me know as well, because what I will do is, as we go through the rest of the duration, I'll answer the questions for you, and I really want to know what's coming up for you, what you're experiencing in your business, and what some of the challenges are in terms of your energy and your clarity and your focus, and in terms of, you know, how you're actually showing up, and on a vibrational level, how in touch you feel with actually getting to that point where you feel that all aspects of your life and your business are working in an abundant way. So today's video, I named it Are You Committed to You? And I was going to put, are you committed to your business? And I was going to put, are you committed to your success? But actually, I left it with, are you committed to you? Because that's where all of this starts. And as you will know, I am a transformational life coach. I am a mindset coach, trained NLP practitioner, and I do business mentoring for women as well. And I just think that this is such a big area, because I'm finding that a lot of the questions that I am getting when I'm asking women what their challenges are really are around time and energy and focus, and being able to change the dial, being able to switch the dial and put yourself in that space where you do have enough time and you do have enough energy for yourself, really comes down to rewiring the way that you perceive time, the way that you perceive energy, and the way that you perceive yourself as well. And it's actually being quite, it's really about being quite stern with yourself. I think that's the word that I'm looking for. It's about being quite stern with yourself and actually making sure that you are taking a step back in those times when you are starting to feel overwhelmed, the times when you are starting to feel that you are too busy, in the times that you are starting to feel really burnt out or fraught, or in those times when you're actually feeling like you just can't fit everything in and you can't get everything done. Because when you make the commitment to your own self-care, in terms of always making sure that you are never ever going to let your own cup run dry, and in that sense I mean, you know, not finish your work on Friday, not giving yourself any time to replenish or recharge over the weekend, you know, scheduling in your work over the Saturday and the Sunday, and then still coming back on Monday feeling burnt out and being on that roller coaster and being on that hamster cycle of just not giving yourself permission to recoup and recharge. Because the downside of that is you are actually not being that productive in your business. You know, when people are in their business and they're trying to cram in 14-hour days and 15-hour days and, you know, work all ends and hours for clients, it just means that that cumulative effect of you being really tired and really burnt out is not going to give you the space to be more creative. It's not going to, which means that you're not going to have that space to really have a fresh pair of eyes on the work that you're doing. And if you're not being that productive and on the ball, it actually means that the whole quality of what you're doing and you're putting out within your work, but also within your life, is not as high as it could be. And the bottom line to that as well is, A, you're not tapping into your own abundant reserves where you are, firing on all cylinders with your creativity, with your passion, and really allowing yourself the space to create when you feel great, or to even plan and put that into your schedule, which means that your abundance on the outside is not going to, it's going to reflect that as well. So, at the beginning of the year, I always run a 3-day declutter challenge, which really is all about giving yourself the mental space, the spiritual space, the emotional space, decluttering all of those elements of your life so that you can create that energetic space for you to be operating at a more efficient level, but also creating the space for you to receive new things in your life. Now, in this area of really being dedicated to personal commitment, is something that a lot of women overlook in their careers and in their business, and sometimes just in their life. And, over in my Facebook group, Visualize Your Path to Success, there are a lot of mothers in there, and, people with kids. And this is one of the challenges that comes up for them time and time again, trying to balance that work-life balance, especially when you have children. And one of the kindest things that you can do for yourself, and one of the best tips that I can give you for your business and for you to show up in your career, is for you to get into the pattern and make it a non-negotiable for you to have quiet time for yourself. Now, whether that's half an hour, whether that's an hour, however you need to do that, whether it's you just actually scheduling in to have a bath by yourself every day and you just have that time to yourself to just immerse, or whether it's going to bed half an hour earlier and just taking some time to just regroup. And when I say having that half an hour or that hour to yourself, I actually mean in silence. Like right now, you can hear the rain outside of my flat, and I live in a really quiet area, and I love the silence. My life is quite busy, and obviously running a business is quite busy as well, and I do other work outside of my business. And there are only so many hours in the day, and I notice there is a detrimental effect to my business if I start to run on empty, and that's on a daily basis. So one of the things that I teach my clients, and one of the things that I have had to implement in my business over the last 3 years, is to first and foremost know that I'm going to be giving myself that kind time, be kind to myself, and have at least 30 minutes to an hour every day where I am either in silence and I'm still. Now, for some people, they call this meditation. For me, I just call it recharging, decharging. And it's not being on your computer, it's not being on any devices, it's not actually just being still and then, responding to messages. It's actually just having that time to yourself. And there's something about being still, and there's something about being silent as well. Because once you can do that intuitively, you are connecting to all of the thoughts, all of the abundant thoughts, all of the creative thoughts that may be swirling around in your head. But what happens is as well, you actually get to slow down some of those conversations that may not be supporting you. You get to slow down some of those self-sabotaging thoughts. And you get to, once you can dial into it, you get to pick which thoughts you might want to play with. And what I encourage you to do as well is actually in that time is to start to bat off any of the negative thoughts that are coming up for you, and actually just dial back into what are some of the thoughts that make you feel good. Like, what's your happy place? You know, it may be you thinking of your family, it may be you thinking of a holiday, or actually it may just be a time where you're just like not thinking about anything. It's okay to not think about anything sometimes in the day. You know, in general, we have about 60,000 thoughts that go through our mind every day on a daily basis. So your power, half hour or hour, has to be, I invite you to bring that into your life as a new commitment to yourself on a daily basis. You know, some of the clients that I have, they are dealing with anxiety. And yeah, I have a lot of people that maybe have an anxious, suffering from anxiety or some kind of like, you know, anxieties in some shape or level. And this is something that I would encourage you to do as well. And not everyone can do this. It could be quite a difficult task to do, actually, to just try and still the mind, still the body, be in silence. Some people are scared of their own thoughts. But it's an exercise that I can promise you that will really help you to start showing up with more energy. You know, if you think about taking 1 hour out to slow down the mind and recharging, that actually gives you, you know, 3 or 4 extra hours to start the day with in the morning, or like, you know, you're getting that kind of energy back. So use these tips to start to implement them on a daily basis and be aware of them. If it's something that you need to set on your timer, then do it. If you need to set an alarm, but do it in an enjoyable way. You know, if it's something where perhaps you want to listen to music, that's quite calming. I'll allow that. I'm just joking. But yeah, have a play with how you want to do it. And I'm going to be back for day 13 tomorrow. And I will leave you with those. So take care, and I'll see you tomorrow.